Hi BookTube, hi AuthorTube, hi YouTube in general. This is just gonna be a rambling kind of video. I have a feeling that I might kind of fail at my own readathon, and that's okay. That is okay. If you didn't know that I am hosting my first readathon, of course, most people who are watching my channel know about this. A few have joined in. And I am so happy about that. And I hope you guys are enjoying the books, enjoying the prompts, and just having fun with it. I decided that I'm not going to stress myself out with this because it's supposed to be fun. It was supposed to be a little challenging, but still in a fun way. I didn't want to be mad or sad, frustrated if I don't complete everything by the end. I really wish I could have, but life just happens. It just happens. There's work to do, shopping to do, household things to do. Sometimes things come up, sometimes things change, and, and that's okay. I had fun making this readathon. I want to do this again next year. You will have a whole new set of stuff and found prompts next year. I will be doing it again. I pretty much failed at NaNoWriMo once again, and that one's kind of disappointing. But um, when you have things going on, changes in work scheduling, and kind of change sleep and sleep patterns. Sometimes you're just tired, and I have this whole story and this research I'm doing and everything for my story, and I really am a planter, okay? So I had the basic plot, like the basic idea, and then I was just kind of going from there. And I don't know if any other plotter, pantser, planter, how people are, because you're still all individuals even within those categories. But it seems that a lot of times my stories will end. I'll have an idea and I'll stick to that basic idea. But so much will change as I'm going on from what I originally had planned. And sometimes there are stories that get combined. Like, I'll take a character from one story because for some reason, to me, they just don't fit into that story, that type of character. Like, I'll put another character then into one story with the same plot, but I'll remove sometimes character or even the main character because I felt like their personality and things going on in their character life and everything just didn't fit well with what I was plotting for that story. Or sometimes two stories will just combine, and that happens to me quite often. It's like one story will start off with something short and it'll become longer, or like I said, things were just kind of mashed together because I see the connections to things. And I'm like, well, this will also fit pretty good with this. And so I think part of my issue is being satisfied on top of being very tired at times. So I have a lot going on up here, but it's got to get down here on the computer. But, I raised a lot things because I just didn't like it, but I now know where I want my story to go, and I have a better feel for the characters and everything. So, to give you an idea of the attempted novel, um, my story was taking place in town or a village, one of those kind of things. I was thinking about just making it the whole US, but I think it might be more interesting just to have like this cursed town where these people who were supposed to take care of take care of the world and everything, take care of nature, things happened and they end up being cursed. And the curse is basically living under specific zodiac signs. Like my main characters are Geminis, and Gemini is the twin, and all Geminis are twins. And there was something that happened, and years and years ago, which I obviously will reveal later on down the line in the book. But what happens is that there's like a lot of magic, witchcraft, and everything involved in this thing. And I'm describing my book very poorly. It's a little bit better in my head. But basically, the main characters are Geminis, and every so many years, some Geminis are picked to lose their twin um, as a sacrifice thing. And there's a thing called a ceremony of healing, which has a lot to do with, you know, man's treatment of nature and stuff. And a lot of things they're cursed to do have to do with helping the planet and everything, helping the land. And it's more of a vague description that I'm plotting out, but there's magic and secrets and all kind of things that are revealed to your characters and stuff. I want to say this is more urban fantasy because they still have regular things. So it's not a high fantasy, but I'm attempting a um, witchy, pagany, dramatic, sad type of um, yeah, urban fantasy. My main characters' names are Lavender and Pearl, and as I said, that there are sacrifices, literal sacrifices amongst Gemini twins, and I have not yet decided exactly who's going to go and who's going to stay. It is written in third person, so I haven't even yet decided who's my favorite character because I just have not gotten that far. But yeah, zodiac signs, sacrifices, Gemini's born as twins. Um, they will have like elemental magic, so like Sagittarius and Aries and stuff will have like fire magic, and Gemini's they're air, so they have like wind power and stuff like that. And it, I don't know, it sounds interesting in my head, and I really want to tell the story. So that is what I'm working on for my actual novel. My short stories I was doing was, of course, as I said before, based upon words that were given to me. I am still doing that project. I will still continue that. Eventually, that book will be out. I want to work on more poetry and maybe add some kind of color and artwork to it to make it a little bit more, I don't know, different, more colorful, more artistic. I have great doubts that it'll rhyme as much as my first poetry book, which I know some people have read that, and they've also reviewed it. very nicely too, because a lot of that was written when I was like a teenager, so that's why it rhymes so much. But now I've watched a lot of spoken word poetry, I've heard a lot of different poetry, and while yes, some of it still does have rhyming schemes and everything, not all poetry has to rhyme, and I still have a lot to say about things. I just don't have to rhyme it anymore. Some will rhyme. Because I want to challenge myself to try different forms of poetry. I want to do, quatrains and sonnets and maybe write an epic poem. That'd be cool. Which is like book length. Um, or narrative poems. I love the read. And I haven't really written a narrative poem. Yeah, I am going to try that for my next book. I don't know what it's going to be about, but I promise you that even if it's short, I will have several formats of poetry. I'm going to have haikus and narratives and all that other kind of stuff. I want to. I was thinking about getting a new camera. Like this. This is obviously right here. This is a laptop computer laptop camera. Sorry. What else would a laptop be? I want to say camera. Oh God. Yeah. As you can tell by the quality when you're watching this video, it's not that great. But I want to do more vlogs. Of course, I have to end up going more places. But yeah, I just think they're fun to do. I like putting them together. So yeah, I want to talk more about my writing. I want to do more vlog videos. I want to talk more about my spirituality, which I'm still figuring out myself. So, I got to figure out subjects to talk about that thing. Of course, there will be book related videos. The thing about this channel is that I didn't start out as a book tuber. I've always loved reading. And even early on, I still had book related videos. However, some of my first videos, a couple of them were book reviews, but a lot of it was my poetry and me talking about spirituality. Um, Mainly my interest in things such as Wicca and Hinduism. And those videos, you know, they're some of my first videos. They're still on here. But I want to do more than books, which I have. But most of my content has been book related. And it's going to keep being a lot of things book related because that is my number one favorite type of thing. My favorite type of medium, writing, book, storytelling, all that kind of stuff. But I just don't want to be completely book book focused, I should say. Book focused. Oh my god. Um, I don't want to be completely book focused. I love books. This can be my number one thing on here. I don't want that to be the only thing people watch my channel for. I want them to watch it for my opinion on books, on movies, on TV shows, on book to movie adaptations, on my interest in certain subcultures and art and um, everyday life, religion, spirituality, all that kind of stuff. I appreciate that there are people who liked my channel name because, right, like I said, I love books. That's still going to be a big focus on my channel. And I wanted something that uh, represented my favorite book without having something that's solely in the book. So if you are new to my channel and you haven't read the book and so you didn't get the reference and everything, um, my, my favorite book or one of my favorite books is The Hunger Games. Amongst many books I love, but that's one of my favorites. And I had another name before this one, but the whole Mockingjay thing is something that's solely in that book, and I wanted something that represented the book because it's one of my favorites, and I was mainly becoming a booktube channel, but I didn't want it to be something that was just only found in that book, if that made sense. So I started calling myself Bookstrict 9 Tribute because Books, District, Tribute, and 9 are something that pretty much have to do with the book or appear in the book, but it's not a sole creation of that author or that story. Those words can be found in other things, and I wanted something that sounded a little clever. So, but I'm debating about keeping it just because one, I can see how it's a little difficult sometimes for people to say just because it is a big play on words. Also, again, I'm not sure if I want to stick to a name that's completely book related. So I don't know if I want something with the word um, books or reads or whatever in there. Maybe something that hints at books, but not just straight books or reads. I also find that's used a whole lot, and that's also been used by people who were on BookTube way before me. So, and I don't want to use my just regular name. I want something clever. So, I might keep Bookstreet 9 Tribute for a while, but I'm not sure if I'm going to totally keep it. Like I said, I love the fact that there were people that loved my name because I thought it was clever. I just wanted something maybe, like I said, that paid tribute, no pun intended, to my favorite book, but not just, right out there. So, yeah, it's kind of deciding. I want something that kind of, again, talks about my favorite things and some more parts of my personality and everything. I just don't know what. I like many things. I like tulips. I like dragons. I like dandelions, which appear in both the Hunger Games and one of my own books, um, which is Another World Called Ours, which you can find on Amazon. Little shameless plug in there. Uh, they're just so much. I also find it kind of cool that my favorite book includes a person that is, I guess you would say, good at archery or hunting with a bow and everything, and I myself am a Sagittarius. I am also writing a zodiac, you know, story. So yeah, I love the Hunger Games. I love dragons. I love fairies. I love Sailor Moon. I love South Park. I love stuffed animals. I love rain. I love clouds, tulips, and roses, and dandelions, and all that other kind of stuff. So Maybe one day I'll figure out a clever name with those type of things. But this video is getting long, and this was just a rambling kind of video about things I want to do, things I've been thinking about, etc. Anyways,